Winchester police say after they arrested a 68-year-old man for trying to pick up two teenage girls with his truck, they found a knife and ropes inside that vehicle.
Police are still looking for the man they say stabbed two people in their Lexington apartment last night.
A lot of clouds and cold conditions out there yet again on this Monday. How do things look, though, as we say hello to 2015? We'll talk about the New Year's Eve and day forecast just ahead.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
More on those stories in just a moment, but first we are tracking a deadly crash here in central Kentucky. Good afternoon to you. The coroner is now on the scene of an accident involving an ambulance. We know that two people are dead and the driver of the ambulance was airlifted to the hospital. It happened about 2:30 this afternoon on the Mountain Parkway near the Clark-Powell County line. WKYT's Jordan Valines is live on the scene and has the breaking details. Jordan?
That's right. In the past few minutes, we have learned that a man and a woman have died in an accident that happened earlier this afternoon. The coroner's van arrived about 30 minutes ago, and as you can see here behind me, emergency vehicles are completely blocking off this part of the roadway at this time. Witnesses say two people driving in a blue car were traveling west on the Mountain Parkway near mile marker 8 when the driver of that car crossed the median and went straight into the path of an ambulance that was traveling east. When the vehicles collided, folks who were traveling behind the ambulance tell us that the collision was so loud it sounded like a bomb going off. One of the passengers who witnessed the accident is a nurse, and she tells us that she stopped her car and ran up to the scene to help, but there was nothing that she could do. Now, at this time, we do not know the names of the victims, but we will bring you the latest as it becomes available. Now, coming up at 5, hear from the folks who were traveling behind the ambulance and witnessed the accident unfold. Live in Clark County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Heartbreaking scene there, Jordan. Thank you. And we will also have updated information on WKYT.com as well. Well, it looks like the chill is going to be in the air for the last few days here of 2014. Temperatures will stay right around the freezing mark. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is here now. And Chris, should we expect some snow to start off the new year?
You know what? I think the new year is probably going to start off with more of the same in terms of a lot of cold. And there's a system by the end of the week, Amber, we'll keep an eye on for a little bit of a wintry mix. But we are talking about another dreary day in the Bluegrass State. Why not? That's basically been your December in a nutshell. Right now in Lexington, a lot of clouds out there. Those temperatures holding into the mid to the upper 30s, though you throw in a gusty wind at around 10 miles an hour, it makes it feel like it is below freezing. And those numbers across the region, again, will bear that out as the actual thermometers go way below freezing later this evening into tonight. Live First Alert Defender tracking a little bit of moisture across far southeastern Kentucky. It's mainly in the form of a little light rain. Get into the higher elevations, a couple of wet snowflakes will mix in. This will actually increase a bit as we go through the overnight as the system gears up across parts of the Smoky Mountains, the southern Appalachian Mountains, and rides its way toward sections of the coastal parts of the Carolinas into Virginia. That's keeping the clouds, though, into most of Kentucky as we make our way through the evening and overnight. Temperatures as we go through the evening will drop below freezing with upper 20s to low 30s showing up as we go toward the latter part of the evening. Focus of the forecast, cold temperatures as we say hello to a brand new year. Amber, we'll take you hour by hour into the start of that new year coming up.
All right, Chris, we'll see you then. Thank you. A Central Kentucky man is in jail accused of trying to kidnap two young girls. Police say 68-year-old Thomas Hamilton tried to lure a 12 and 13-year-old into his truck at the corner of Hickman and Lincoln Avenues in Winchester on Saturday. The girls ran away and Hamilton was arrested a short time later. WKYT's Mark Barber has the details on some disturbing items police say they found inside Hamilton's truck. It's our top story at 4.
The 12-year-old girl who police say was nearly kidnapped tells me she was here at the corner of Lincoln and Hickman Street on Saturday when Thomas Hamilton drove up and told her to get into his truck.
He came off of that and he went around and he parked right there and he asked us if we wanted to get in the car or truck and we told him no, and then I ran inside and got my mom.
LaShia Brewer's mother says she's holding her daughter a little tighter after police told her 68-year-old Thomas Hamilton tried to kidnap her and her friend. Investigators say the girls gave police a detailed description of Hamilton, so they were able to track him down about an hour later and arrest him on Wynn Avenue. According to an arrest citation, Hamilton told police he was driving through the area, but he didn't say anything to the girls. Investigators say they found 2 ropes, a large amount of plastic sheeting, and a steak knife in his truck. Brewer's mother says she's so shaken, she's having a hard time even letting her daughter step outside.
If she hadn't known no better and she got in there obviously should have never come back. He was obviously prepared to never return her.
Hamilton is charged with 1 count of kidnapping. He declined our request for an interview from the Clark County Detention Center. In Winchester, Mark Barber, WKYT.
And police say that just a few months ago, he was actually spotted talking to children in the neighborhood. Police say he was warned at that time and told to stop. Lexington police have obtained an arrest warrant in connection to a violent stabbing attack that sent 2 people to the hospital. Police say they found 1 man in the parking lot of a building on Martha Court with stab wounds. They also found a woman inside an apartment who'd been stabbed. Police think the 2 were inside that apartment when they got into an argument with a 3rd person that stabbed them. This afternoon, police say obtained an arrest warrant for 34-year-old Morgan Alexander in connection to the assault. The 2 victims are still in the hospital but are expected to live. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. Richmond police investigating a deadly shooting that happened there late last night. Madison County Coroner Jimmy Cornelison told us that 24-year-old Cody Austin Bittman was shot by someone inside his apartment in the 200 block of Wayne Drive. The coroner said there was no break-in. The coroner said the weapon apparently went off, striking Bittman in the head. He was pronounced dead at the scene. We'll have the latest on this investigation on WKYT News coming up at 5 o'clock. Gas prices continue to drop as we head into a new year. According to GasBuddy.com, the average price for a gallon of regular is $2.27 nationwide. That's down 51 cents from this time last year and more than $1 from this time last year. Now, most stations are even lower than that, with 1 station out of 6 nationwide offering gas for less than $2 a gallon. Here in Kentucky, the average is $2.09 a gallon. The lowest price we found was $1.77 in Nicholasville, while the highest was $2.97 in Boyle County. Here in Lexington, drivers are paying about $1.90. We'll take a closer look at these gas prices coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. And after an historic cold and snowy winter last year, county road departments are well prepared, they say, with a surplus of salt for winter weather. Powell, Estill, and Harrison counties, just to name 3, all experienced a salt shortage last year and resorted to using gravel instead of salt. Most counties this year bought salt months ago to avoid running out early.
A lot of sleepless nights last year trying to get salt supplies in here. Never did run out, but it was scarce last year, and so far this year I'm sitting on about 3,500 ton.
The Scott County Road Supervisor says that each time salt trucks go out in Scott County, it costs about $14,000. Trucks have only been dispatched once so far this season. And that's a look at some of the news in progress. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. At least 10 people are dead after a fire broke out on a ferry carrying hundreds of passengers off the coast of Greece. Alfonso Van Marsh has details on the massive rescue operation.
Helicopters battled strong winds, hailstorms, and rough seas as they tried to airlift passengers from a Greek ferry that caught fire. Passengers say flames broke out on the car deck as they slept and that there was panic as the fire spread. The ferry was traveling from Greece to Italy with 414 passengers on board. One passenger called a television station saying the floors were boiling beneath them. Others called relatives.
He thought the fire had started down on the vehicle deck and that they were all standing outside.
A passenger recorded this video showing how the flames gutted the ship. Italy's prime minister is praising emergency workers who rescued hundreds of passengers. He is also offering condolences to the families of the passengers who died. Italian authorities say some crew members will stay on board as they plan to tug the ferry to shore. Alfonso Van Marsh, CBS News.
Italian authorities have launched an investigation to find out what sparked that fire. Amazon customers just wouldn't let it go this holiday season. Coming up in Money Watch, the most popular Christmas gifts this year. And from completing surveys to taking pictures inside a store, some apps will pay you for a few minutes of your time. We'll have the details ahead here on WKYT News at 4.